For more on this, let's bring in Mustafa Janer. He's an assistant professor of Iranian studies at Sakarya University. He joins me now live from Istanbul. Great to have you here with us on TRT World. What do you make of this statement by Mojtaba Khamenei?
Thank you for having me. Khamenei's statement actually followed his written statement before, as you said, and he didn't go out public and he didn't give any visual message or video record. However, and also this lack of public appearance actually enforces speculations about his health condition, his status. Some of the reports actually claiming that he had been severely injured during this first wave of attacks on 28th of February. Some others claiming that he had been killed on that day. So there are many speculations, and it is really important to issue that kind of statements during wartime to keep soldiers and people's motivations intact and high. So he clearly, is trying to motivate Iranian people that they are winning and they are actually dealing severe blows to the enemy, meaning the United States and Israel. This is understandable, but one other part is really significant, and this part he singled out Turkey and Oman, and separating them from other nations, such as Gulf nations and other countries. And he stated explicitly that they didn't carry out any, attack against Turkey and Oman. And he also stated clearly that Iran has been enjoying good and friendly relations with both these nations. And prior to Mojtaba Khamenei's statement, actually, other Iranian officials, including the president of the country, Mr. Pezeshkian, he also denied that Iran didn't attack Turkey, Oman, and also Azerbaijan, because there was also a drone attack against Azerbaijan. So from the officials, official statements, we are understanding that Iran doesn't seek any confrontation with Turkey, Oman, and they are actually warning against future provocations or conspiracies, which they deem conspiracies against Turkey and Oman in the context of, missile attacks.
Mustafa, obviously right now there's a lot of ambiguity, especially when it comes to America's and Israel's objectives, military objectives, as far as this escalation is concerned. But I think the same can be said about Iran. You pointed out Iran's strategy, but no one really knows what that strategy is and how Iran is planning to bring about an end to this conflict.
Actually, Iran's strategy is, to survive in the first place, and endure and prolong the war as it can, because a prolonged war, a protracted war, would be more costly to the United States than Iran. Iran has this geography advantage. Also, Iran has a 90+ million population. Iran has a big army. Iran has the capacity to produce costs, inflict costs on other nations, other entities, including financial markets. It let this oil prices surge. It disrupted the all Strait of Hormuz, maritime activities in the Strait of Hormuz. So Iran can produce very negative outcomes for other political entities. I think that's their strategy, that's their deterrence, and they are demonstrating this capacity so that, the United States and Israel, maybe they could revise their actions or plans against Iran. Iran wants to create damage for many actors so that maybe those actors could, create pressure on the United States, on Trump administration. And at the same time, there's this looming midterm elections in the United States. Iran reads that clearly, and that's why they are trying to now dictate the terms of peace. And they are saying that they are not going to, settle for a simple ceasefire. They want more. They want to dictate the terms of peace. They want to create a new, regional order around the Strait of Hormuz. They want to create a new security and economic architecture around the Strait of Hormuz. So they want to translate their endurance and defiance into a political gain, a strategic victory. That's their actually strategy. And these decapitation strikes, that's why they don't work on Iran, because Iran wants to, prolong this war, expand this war, both in terms of duration and geography. So it has many cards, regional proxies, etc. So I think Iran's strategy is, Iran actually sits in the driver's seat of this war, and they are steering this war, and they want to, set the rules of the conflict and of the peace. I think that's their strategy.
Fascinating insights, Mustafa Caner. Thanks very much for joining us here on TRT World. Really appreciate your taking out the time.
Thank you, Jafar. Thank you for having me.